Welcome to my Let's Play of... Wait, this isn't where I last left off. And that isn't the party I had! What's going on? Allow me to explain. I did record the next part of my Let's Play, which involved finishing the Alanon side quest. But the first half of the video was so freezing and lagging all the time due to settings I had in my recording program that it was pretty much impossible to watch that part of the video. Well, the second half of the video was better once I changed the settings, and I think I overall got the entire freezing procedure to stop. The first half was so bad to watch, I just couldn't do that. So I wanted to load to a previous save file I had before starting this quest so I could redo it, because I had accidentally saved via save state afterwards. But when I tried that, I noticed this. I don't have any saved file. Still don't, actually. So I was forced to restart my entire Let's Play. That was somewhat annoying. But things have changed, and as you can see, one of the changes I made is that I got Ellen into my party instead of Sarah. Sarah, as I said, is a decent enough bow user, but she's incredibly weak. And Ellen is already better as her because she's a bit stronger, and she starts into your party with an axe and mace level of 4, and I think a kung fu level of 1 or 3. So she's already better than Sarah, who joined with a bow level of 1. As I said, Ellen is a decent axe and martial arts user. In my previous file I had her be a martial artist, and while she was good, she wasn't as good as Boston can be, but still pretty decent. However, this time around I decided to have her as an axe user, cause I usually use her as an axe user anyway. Another thing to notice, Nora is using maces right now. While I do want her to focus on axes later on, I think it's good to have mace techs or skills already mastered for now. I don't know if my final party members will have somebody who already is good in axes and maces, or if I will have to up the levels of someone who usually doesn't use maces. I had to do that with Monica in my previous route. Another thing you may notice is that, compared to previously, I changed my money income a little bit, and I got everybody a knight shield. So these are pretty much the shields that I use throughout the game, although I heard that there's a water mirror shield, only I have no idea how to get that. I looked online and nobody says this monster drops the water mirror, or you have to give the blacksmith this or that item to get the water mirror. If you know, tell me. Anyway, as the previous video stated, this little village of Kitlanto has the problem of monsters living in the cave close by, and they routinely sacrifice somebody to them so they will be left alone. And we are gonna help them just kill them. What are you doing? I'll let you out if you make it out alive. Basically, his plan is that he's gonna lock us in here and sacrifice us instead of somebody from the village. Just in case if we don't manage to defeat the monsters. It's a backup plan. One thing to note, something I learned the hard way is once the opening is closed, you have to go here and talk to the guy. Otherwise, if you go to the back of the cave, encounter the monsters, and then come back here to the front, a required cutscene doesn't happen. This is easily, or at least the usual cutscene that should happen at that point doesn't happen. The conversation we just had happens. So make sure that you check the opening as soon as it closes, otherwise you're going to go to the back of the cave, then you have to go to the front of the cave, you see the conversation, you have to go back to the cave to see the monsters again, back to the entrance. It's just basically walking and annoyance that you can save yourself. As I want to point out here, this cave has some treasure chests in it, but they don't look like chests. If you look here, the chests in this cave, and I think only one other area in the game, are disguised as skeletons. If you look in the bottom right, you see the skeleton here, which is just a background skeleton. You can't do anything with it. This is a normal skeleton. The other two in the top have the heads look differently, and if you check them, these are the treasure chests. What we just got was a slightly better mace. We're gonna give that to Nora. As I said, I think there is only one other area in the game that has their treasure chests look like that. Rigid leather. I mean leather. Which is hard leather in the English translation. It's nice to get it, but all my characters are already wearing it, except for Robin, who is wearing a slightly better one. And by slightly... sorry about that. And by slightly better, I mean that he has one more physical defense point than the others. No biggie. It's just nice to have it. Where'd the music go? I guess this is the monster's hideout. Oh god. It's bats, isn't it? It's bats. I hate bats. Oh. Rats! I hate the cacophony they're giving me, so I'm just gonna run away. This is useless. We're gonna get eaten by the rats eventually. We have to get out of here. Yeah, this is the cutscene that triggers when you meet the monsters the first time. And as I said, if you haven't talked to the mayor through the door before meeting the monsters, you will get a slightly abridged version of meeting the monsters a second time. So basically what your main character will then say is that we really can't do anything about them, we have to get out of here. And please stop freezing, game. I thought I stopped the program from doing that. Yes, I'm still alive. Otherwise you think I would be complaining about being stuck in a cave? What, toothpick arms managed to move the block? Yeah, right. My party of 4 couldn't move it, and toothpicks here can. Anyway, she saved us because her lover left Kitlanto to become an adventurer, and she just can't bring herself to sacrifice other adventurers, even if it's for the sake of the village. Wonder what the rest of the village has to say about that. She tells us that her lover's name is Paul, and if we ever meet Paul, we'll tell him that he should go back to Nina. This conversation can take place a little differently if we had done a certain quest beforehand. If you remember, in the third or second video, we did a quest of delivering goods and we found out about the Thieves' Cave's hideout here. If we had done that first before going to Gitlanto, and if we had met Paul in here, which can be missed, I have missed Paul in this area before, then the conversation goes differently and our main character reacts when she hears the name Paul. Overall, not too much of a difference, but both of them are eventually required for something later on. If you remember the professor, she mentioned last time that she had created a pet genius rat for Duke Zweig. Anyway, she created a genius rat on Duke Zweig's orders, and she wants it either killed or left alone to die. Since we have now met Alanon, we need her help. Rat poison? You really think that's gonna work? Hey, genius rat is still a rat. It should work. Guess that makes sense. We'll try it out. Go back to Kidlan. As I was saying, back to Gitlanto we go. One thing to note, since I am cutting out majority of the normally encountered battles, I am having a field day using the fast forward button during those fights. I love this game, but the battle system can be really slow at times. Now that we have the rat poison, we will be able to properly fight Alanon. But before we do that, I'm gonna rest up. But first thing I'm gonna do before killing Alanon is I'm gonna shove it in the mayor's face that he blocked us into the cave and we made it out alive. What do you gotta say about that? Too bad, but we had to sacrifice Nina. Wow. What a jerk. Well, off we go to rescue Nina. Great. The cave is blocked again. I know that I won't be able to move it. Oh, now I can move it on my own. We don't really have to hurry to rescue Nina, 'cause as we all know, heroes always manage to go to the place of the ritual, the offering cave, or the cliff just before the damsel in distress falls, gets sacrificed, or is otherwise severely injured. It's a hero thing. No music again. Come on, Nina, let's get out of here. I'm kind of bored. Why isn't she here? And why isn't she answering? Oh my god, she was already eaten, wasn't she? You rats are going down! At least we don't have to listen to a cacophony anymore. Welcome to the Alanon battle! This battle has a special little feature. Well, we could attack the rat swarm. I'm just going to defend for this round. As you can see, the rat poison took its effect, and every rat cluster took damage except the one where Alanon is in. And that is the rat cluster we have to attack. Well, we could attack the first round. There is a chance that we would miss out on Alanon, which would basically mean potentially wasted skill points or tech points. Nice. Ellen started to learn a evade tech. Please don't freeze, game. Please don't. Damn it, I didn't see which cluster didn't take damage. Then I'm just gonna spend this round healing and defending. Oh, Nora started learning it as well. Nice. Down there. The thing about evade techs is that they are similar to usual techs. If one character masters it, all the others have mastered it as well. Nice. But the evade techs are harder to master because not always will the same character be attacked, and it won't always be the same attack. Meaning it's much more difficult to learn than usual attacks. As you may have seen when I looked at the text earlier, there is one evade tech that everybody has already mastered, which I think is a slashing attack that thieves do, which is good to have when you go into the thieves' cave. Hooray, we did it. I would like to point out this is my 5th time recording this side quest, because the first time around I died. Second time around I had the second, third, and fourth time around I had either recording problems or I died to Alanon again. And let me tell you, I'm embarrassed that I died to this stupid thing. Well, we defeated Alanon, but Nina? Oh my god, Nina's alive! Clever woman. She threw meat at it before hiding. Although exactly where she hid, I don't know. Oh well. Now that we have defeated Alanon, they will no longer have to sacrifice at all. Nice thing about this quest is Nina is fine. Let's see what the stupid mayor has to say about not having to sacrifice anymore. You're gonna thank us? I am the mayor. You certainly are. Anyway, that was the Alanon quest. I know that I say often that this game has side quests, but actually the game consists of almost nothing but side quests. The game has no proper linearity. There is a plot that you have to go through, but you have no idea how to do it. Like I pointed out in the second video of this LP, our main event with Katarina is to re-obtain the Masquerade. But we have no idea how to do that. We don't know who has it, we only have one semi-hint that somebody went with it towards Pidona. But otherwise we don't know. Same goes with all the other stuff in this game. There are quests and side quests everywhere, but nothing really to tell us how to do things. So this game is very unfriendly towards people who don't know this game. Let me say it like this. I've been playing this game off and on for a good 10 years, and I only managed to fully finish it a few months ago. If I were to count how many plot important quests there are, I would have to say they're about 5 or 6. In Vanguard is a big quest that brings us to one of the plot gates that we have to close, meaning that we have to start one quest there, meaning that to finish that one we have to finish or at least start a quest here in Moses, and 1 or 2 quests in Great Arch. But otherwise, we could do whatever we want. No idea what's going on. There is one way to find out about the plot of the game. That is by going here into Lance and talking to her. Let's talk about you. This is Anna. This is Johannes' sister and Johannes is a scholar astronomer. Tell us about the Abyss Gates. And it's a long story, but here down comes Johannes. He tells us about the Abyss Gates, which his father was amongst some scholars who predicted the death eclipse and then were burned for it. Called it the Cassandra Truth or whatever. He tells us that the gates to the Abyss are 4 in total and they are hidden in the world. What we eventually have to do is close them. Puni's Gate is in the south of Luan and the Taftan Mountain. Aunis's Gate is in a jungle. Borneos is in the Western Ocean. And Arrakis is in the Devil King Palace. The Devil King Palace is one area that we have to get to and have to finish the side quest before doing all the other side quests. And this is practically the only indication we have of what the game's plot is. Plot is that we have to close the Abyss Gates. I don't really know why, but open Abyss Gates is bad. Now that we know about the Abyss Gates, and we talk to Anna again, she can tell us about multi-techs, which I think are only usable if you are in Commander mode. Commander mode is if you have 6 party members in total, and in the formation menu, you move your characters around so that your main character is the background character. Whenever I happen to have 6 party members, I'm going to show that off. She will also tell us about strongest spells, which there are 4 of, technically 6, there's one for sun and moon magic as well. But the other 4 we can get from her, and only once we have closed an Abyss Gate for a certain element. The last thing we can talk to her about is Aurora. Aurora can or can't appear, and talking to her will tell us if it does, but right now it won't appear because we don't have enough HP for it. We need around 450 or more HP for Aurora to appear. Aurora will... eventually bring us to a certain city where we can gain a party member, and it has a small dungeon in it. Well, not really dungeon, but still. Yeah, that was pretty much it for this episode. We found out about the plot, and we managed to rescue one small village. Hooray! Next time we might be doing the Thieves' Cave and maybe even meet up with Paul. Or I might do something else. We'll see. See you next time.